Have a little vodka and lemon, my favourites. Have me spaghetti, 2 bowls. It's so good with meatballs. Had a friend over, he had rissoles. I had one today for lunch, and I thought, gotta have spaghetti and meatballs with the rest before it goes brown. So I had that. Nice. I suppose all my posts, I've deleted my Facebook. I put a few videos every now and then. I prefer videos because a bit more accessible, and I see who views it. You know, I get 2 or 3 or 20 views or 100 views, and I'm not happy with that. I don't want to be worldwide famous. And it's been nice to get a few comments, a few nice people talking to me and meeting some friends, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, it's best not to dwell on the past. I was sort of forced into regressing because of what happened to me. I sort of my life flashed before my eyes, so I had to regress to sort of get it back. So sort of got it back now and more. I've got my space station, I've got my ships, I've got my heaven on earth. I've got my nice house now. I'm quite happy with this little unit. It's in my castle zone where my castle should be. So I'm happy with this little area. This is probably my original bedroom would have been in my castle long time ago when I was in Atlantis. So Atlantis wasn't just the whole of Australia. It was basically from Adelaide up to, say, Brisbane along the coastline there. But it was a bit further out. Included Tasmania. It was a bit almost out to New Zealand. It's really shrunk in. So it was sort of that coastline. And as it spun off Africa, it sort of shifted a bit down, like it was around inland. It was inland, so it's come around to the sea. So we would have been really inland. Sort of shifted around, I think, from memory. It's really different, like that whole area, the way it broke away and everything from all those meteor strikes. It's when that I say it would have all just been from blowing up Pluto back in Andromeda when we were there. Everyone that's on Earth now would have been there at some stage, even all the different natives and things. They would have come back here to propagate again and on a new planet. But I do remember them blowing up Pluto, and I was so unhappy about it, but I couldn't do anything. Then we left, and it shifted sort of the design of the two sister, kind of twin, Andromeda and the Milky Way, those two star systems, kind of linked. The way I see it, I can see it actually touching. So when one moves a bit differently, the other one does. So ours spun the opposite way. So our Hades smashed into the sun, exploded, and then hit the next planet, which exploded, which was Hades, and there was another one, then Mercury. What was it called? Hades. It's another god name. I think it was Apollo. Hades, Apollo, Mercury, something like Apollo. Or there was Apollo that used to be there. Hades, Apollo, Mercury, Mars, Earth, Venus. It goes in that direction. And Mars and Venus crisscross Earth, so it looks like they're swapped, but really they go back and forth. So yeah, it's a funny little bow tie effect that's happened. It's sort of like Mars and Venus are a little bow tie around Earth. And I can see clearly as a bell in my head how it all works, like a little picture moving. But of course, Hades and Apollo smashing, or Hades smashing into the sun, exploded and then showered Apollo, and then that showered Mars where we were living on Mars. And so Mars was a bit like Earth, but a bit more like not not cactuses, but really sort of tough looking trees, you know. Not much grass and stuff, just tough looking trees and things that so yeah, that all died out. We all moved all the bacteria and everything moved to Earth where we started life again. And so it happened a long time ago, but it was sort of I say it was BG that did it. Everyone thinks Bill Gates, not Bill Gates, it wasn't Bill Gates. BG is sort of a euphemism for you know, Beetlejuice. You know, these people that were on our planet from Beetlejuice. Or they say Betelgeuse or something. We just say Beetlejuice, you know. So they're the ones that blew up Pluto, and then so that clockwork going out of whack knocked Hades into the sun. It was fairly close to the sun, Hades. Blew up Apollo, that destroyed Mars, and then it had an effect where all our solar system shifted and all the bigger planets out there grew bigger to compensate, to keep the orbit happening. And then Earth, which was already had grasses and stuff and animals, but that became more plentiful. Became more like, because Earth and Mars are very similar, but yeah, Earth got plummeted with all the Mars rock and everything that had life on it. That's why a lot of our rock has got red Earth on it. We basically got hit by all the Mars rock that exploded when they got hit by meteors. So, and then the shower all went out to Saturn, and that got coated in a ring, and all that dense rock exploded into like gases and sort of gravel all around the rings of Saturn. That caught everything. That's what caused all those other planets to sort of swell up, you know. They were big anyway, but they were bigger anyway, but they got bigger, you know. If you look at the size of Pluto, it's about the size of Mars, right out in the middle of nowhere, but it looks like a little moon. It looks so small. That's why people say it's not a planet, but it's about the same size as Mars. That's how big all the planets should be in a way, but they should gradually grow with life, you know. So Earth should be growing, but we're using it up quicker because we're catering for life on Betelgeuse. We're catering for life on Andromeda, Hades, Apollo, Mercury, Mars, and Earth. We're catering for all this life, which is about how many planets? About 10 planets on the one planet. We should have like probably half a billion people on this planet. So we're catering for how many more than that? You know, like about 10 more than that. So, so yeah, it's tough. That's why I want to get busy restoring it all and getting everything back, so I can all get back to just a peaceful world again. Because really, we should never have blown up Pluto over there, or Betelgeuse never should have. The people from there are sort of. I won't get into racial debates over who's what and where's what. We're all just happy here on Earth, but you know, it's just where we come from, I suppose. Originally, our souls desire other places, and you know, I desire to be able to travel and see it all and come back here again. And you know, I mean, I got my heavenly sort of world up there, and I'm not really aware of it yet. I'm sort of still. I haven't been up for a few days. I just resting here and not thinking about it for a while. It was sending me around the bend a bit, sort of not desiring to be there and not really waking up to it, and just sitting here remembering doing stuff, and then I'm stuck here, and then it's a bit of a shit sort of situation, not being married and not having that big marriage on Earth. Would have been good to settle that off, but I'll think of some other way. You know, my desire really is not to be violent or do anything in a violent manner. It's more constructive and well thought out, and a caring way. You know, I'm very caring. My soul, my spirit, my heart's very soft and gentle, and that's how I see the world, a soft, gentle place to be. I think if you keep that vision in your heart, that's what you propagate into the world, you know, that that's how your world should be, very soft, gentle, enjoyable, relaxing, romantic place to be. I think it should be, romantic comes from, you know, romanticism, all that sort of thing. I suppose Rome was named after romance, not the other way around. So romance is a clean word, you know, it's its own word, romance. Rome is sort of the shorter version, you know, romanticism and that. But, so yeah, it's just good to keep him. It was my research I had to do because I'm the one that can do it. Other people aren't big enough in their spirit to do it. I had to do the research, so it's up to me to find these things out and then come up with a solution, and then I put it in place already. So it all should work. The design I've done, it's sort of like a netting over the whole world, just to keep everything in check, make sure people are doing the right thing, and just keep working towards this progressive sort of recovery. Because if we don't do that, we'll just wipe life out. We won't be able to find another suitable place to live, and I'll dart off. I'll be alright, but I'll dart off, you know, in me little heavenly little spaceships and things. But I really want to use all that resource to help the world and to improve faith and belief in me and people that work hard to keep the world safe. It's right to sit on the beach all day and gloat about your bodies and root around, and if you're just doing that and dying and there's no purpose to your life, in terms of helping the world actually move forward and recover from this horrible catastrophe that's happened that people don't know about, then, you know, I don't mean to be mean or rude or cruel or anything, but what's your life worth if you're not participating, you're not contributing anything? I'm not saying you're not contributing nothing, but towards that effort for our environment to know the things that are important, not just money and wealth and material crap. You know, those things are important to be comfortable, but you've got to also get out and work and try and help your world that you're living in, because that's all we've got, you know. Anyway, I'll leave it there, and that's 30 minutes, so see you later. Have a good night. The here and now, this is where we are. Let's enjoy it. But work hard for it, and we'll make a better world that's you know, we'll be able to zip across other planets in spaceships and not feeling like we're leaving people behind. We'll get everyone together, you know. It's not just for one or two elite privileged people, it's for everyone. So we should all be able to do it.